welcome to the 3D Code Experience. My name is John Pennington. We're continuing my modeling experiences in 3D Code, doing this along with the Cubify fans at the Cubify fans blogspot. We're just going to go ahead and finish up the Rook. This time we're going to show you real quick how to make a queen and a king out of the Rook, and then we'll be done with the chess pieces. I'm going to give you a little bit of a foundation for how to make the king and the queen. The tops are just a little bit differently. So let's go to our front view, and then let's Control Z the texture off of that. There we go. Okay, and just want to make sure that didn't do anything. I don't think it did. Okay, so I'm going to cut off this top. Oops, not with the circle. I'm going to cut it off with the rectangle. Put that in there, right about there. Boom, gone. All right, now we're going to need to pull this up. Okay, I only want to pull up the straight. Reset my axis, and you can imagine if this was the king or the queen. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I could actually taper this a little bit up here. You know, give it a little bit more of a kind of a fluted. There we go. All right. So hit the enter and bake that. Now let's go ahead and copy this, okay? Just so that we have two of them. I'm gonna move one over to the side. Whoops. Number 2 for my front. Move one over to the side. Okay. Get me back over this way. Move this back over a little bit more. All right. Now, doesn't really matter which one I'm working on. Normally I would name this king and queen, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and run without that, okay? So let's go here to the pose. Actually, I Control Z that. Okay, and the reason being, I want this base has nothing on it, so let's get rid of that. All right. So what I want to do is because the king and queen are almost identical with basically just some little bit of embellishments that are different. So we're going to make the basic shape for these, then we're going to copy them so that they match a little bit. So pose, and let's select start about there. Let's drag it up some, and then I believe we can bake that from there. Yeah, or not bake that, but okay. So there we go. And you see I'm still got my 6 on, which is kind of important for what I'm going to be doing for the queen here. We're going to bake that, hit the ender. Let's do a cutoff on the top of this. If I increase my resolution, this will be smoother. Again, I'm not going to fix that because I want to get you through some things without wasting a whole lot of your time. So let's cut that off. Okay, now let's duplicate this. Whoops. Hit the duplicate over here. So we've got 2 of them, and just so that I know where I'm at, I'm going to go ahead and name one of these queen. Boom. And then I'm going to move it like I originally intended to do, and we'll work on the queen first. Okay, so to do the queen, you want to kind of cut the top, but at the same time you want it to have some fluted look to it. So let's go to cutoff. I'm going to try a circle. Actually, I'm going to go with this one, which will allow me to create my own curve. Okay, and then I'm going to bring that in about like that and about like that, and let's just see what that does. Okay, I think I did it. And I mean, we could get a little fancier, but I just want you to see the top of that queen? That is perfect for what you basically want to do with a queen. Now, the only other thing I would do to this queen is maybe add something to the very tip of it. In fact, I'll do 2 more things. I'm gonna switch to my pull tool, my move tool, and I'm just gonna grab these tips and gently pull them out a little tiny bit. Now that's a little bit harsh, but I like it. Okay, you see how I'm doing that? What I want to do now is make the influence smaller, and let's go back to the top some and pull it again. There we go. In fact, let's push this in some. Alright, now let's go down to the side. Okay. And from there, let's pull this up some. And let's pull this down some. And we're just playing. If we don't like it, we undo it. There's my queen. Okay. I want to put a ball right on the top of that. The easiest way for me to put a ball on anything, go to a front view. You notice she's not centered because the king is. Okay. So it's a little harder to know where to put the ball. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layer to this one. Okay. And I'm going to add it to it so that it moves with it. When I'm done, if I move the queen, the top will move. I will probably merge these if I'm going to keep them anyways. Let's go to the sphere, and then let's go to the top of this so we can get an idea how big we want it to be. Let's make it right about that size. Okay, look what we did. We had our symmetry on. Let's turn that off. Symmetry is not enabled at the moment, not for this layer. Okay, let's make that ball the way we want it. There it is. Now let's go to our transform tool. And let's bring it up to the top. Okay, let's go to our top view, and we're staying where we're at. And what I'm looking at here is I want to get this. This did not make this perfectly round, so we're gonna fix that some. I'll put my symmetry back on this for a moment. I'm going to pick my symmetry to be right there. And then I'm going to apply it. Okay, I believe I did what I wanted. Yep. Alright, so all I did is I've just made my circle a little bit, my sphere a little bit more round. It was kind of like egg shaped. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to use my transform tool, which I believe I'm in. And I want to position this on top of the queen. Okay, let's go back to the tool options for it. See, at the top it tells you exactly what the position is. So let's look at the queen. The queen is 0, 0. Now I'm going to move it just so you can see. Okay, let's Control Z that back. So what I want to do is zero out these first two spots. 0, okay, 0, okay, boom. All right, now that item. And I shouldn't have done that last 0. Hold on. The first 0 took it the wrong direction. So it's this one that needs to be zeroed, I believe. Nope. Wrong on that too. To center mass. There we are. Okay. It's not 0. Hit your center mass when you're on your queen. There's your numbers. Okay, and so you know, you can go down here and see this moves it up and down. So the middle one we don't really want to mess with. So it's the back one. So we got negative 244, and we can make this 0. Okay, so let's go back over to this and let's make this 0, and then make this one negative 244. And all that does is align. All that does to center mass. It's already there. Negative 244. Okay. It aligns it up with the queen so it's perfectly centered. Let's go to our front view. Get these down to where we can see them. I'm just trying to decide whether I like it there or whether I want to bring it down a little bit. Now that it's centered, I can play with it a little bit differently, and I think I like that. And so what I'm going to do now is merge that with the queen. And there it is. That's my queen. I could do a couple more things. There's actually one more thing that you would normally do in this that I will definitely do. Let's go back to the pose tool. Make sure our symmetry is still on, okay? And we're going to select from here to about here. Yep. And all we're going to do is we're just going to put a little ring in there. Okay. Reset the axis because I want to move it up and down. And I'm just going to see what I don't really like it moving. So let's Control Z that, enter it, and it's baked. And there it is. There's my queen. I'm going to try to duplicate that on my king as well. Now the king will have a very similar top, but on top of him, I will make the crowns more pointed up, and I would put a cross on the top of the king. To do the king, let's do something a little bit differently. Let's go to the king's base, slide him over, whoops, slide him over to the, yeah, hold your Alt key when you're in this particular tool. Number 2, Alt. I'm pressing both left and right mouse button to move them. Okay, I'm in my cutoff tool. I want to go back to this one, and we're going to, yeah, I'm thinking right about there. Okay, a little bit different look than what I gave her. I gave her a little more of a beveled. He's got more of a sharp edge. Let's go to the move tool, and I want to pull those points up. Let's go back to the front. Let's start here, and let's change the alpha. I want the sharp one. Gives me a little bit more of a sharp pull. See that? I got to be careful on my, even though it's symmetrical, I don't want to go too much left or right. There we go. And that's basically it. And then put whatever embellishment you want up there. Traditionally, it's a cross. You can do whatever you want. And I would probably try to match this as much as possible. Let's bring this down to about here. Probably should have added that before I there we go, before I did the copy. And so there it is. Okay, and there would be your queen, your king, and then the only thing missing from that king is the cross on the top. Cross is very simple. Make that out of a couple boxes. Boom. Put it on the top. Bake it. It's all done. Then you can go into your texturing, or you can go into your coloring, and then render it, as well as print them and have fun with them. All right. So that completes this tutorial now. Thank you again, and you have a great day.